In this video, I'm going to share with you what I see and what we've experienced as being the biggest threats to your lifestyle in retirement. Hi, I'm Camille Gaines here, and on my website, retirecertain.com, I write about and talk about our income stream adventure over the past 15 years or so after stumbling into early retirement, as well as investing since I bought my first mutual fund in my early 20s, and as you can see, that was a few decades ago. In this video, I want to talk about the biggest threats that we've seen since that stumble into early retirement about 15 years ago, and what I see as being a long-term investor myself and a complete investing nerd that enjoys researching this stuff, what I see as being the biggest threats for us going forward in retirement. If you like this type of information, make sure you give me a thumbs up below the video and subscribe to my channel. Click that little notification bell so that you'll know when I produce a new video. All right, the very first threat that I see to our lifestyle in retirement is, what if inflation rises to 13% again? Now, I'm going to go over all these threats, and then at the end, I'm going to tell you the solutions that we found to overcome these issues, to deal with them if they do happen or as they are happening. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to get the solutions. Okay, yes, inflation was as high as 13% in the early 1980s. We know that inflation is creeping back up again. Inflation appears to be in the cards, and it could be serious inflation going forward. Why does that matter? Well, the value of our money is depleted every year by the amount of inflation, so we can buy less with the same amount of money. This means that if we retire with X amount of dollars, that money will be worth so much less in a decade or two. This is a real threat. What is the solution? How can we overcome this? Well, we can overcome this by investing in investments that are inflation hedges, that do well during inflation, that hold their value during inflation. The next retirement lifestyle threat going forward is, what if your primary income source ends? For example, if you're planning on retirement withdrawals, which I like to point out aren't really income, but everybody calls them retirement income, so I'm going to say they're retirement income. What if that ends? What if you run out of money, that you misestimate how much you can live on? What if your Social Security ends for some reason? What if you have other income streams that you've counted on, or one primary income stream, such as a pension or something else that no longer happens? The next retirement lifestyle threat I see is, what if taxes return to a more normal level? I did a little research on taxes and compared our current taxes in the U.S. to historical tax rates. We are near lows on our tax rates on a historical basis. What if taxes increase, and what if that really affects us going forward in retirement? That can be, usually is, investors' biggest expense, and individuals and people's biggest expense. What if that increases significantly? Then that can be a real threat to our lifestyle in retirement, to being able to pay for it. The next retirement lifestyle threat that really concerns me is, what if the government bailout stops working to keep the stock markets going up? Let's face it, the stock markets, as of this recording, and things may have changed by the time you see this, but the stock market is rising because the government is stimulating the economy, but at some point that has to stop. It has to come to an end. What will happen when that does come to an end? I see that as a huge retirement lifestyle threat, because the assets that we own are going up in value. Not only our stocks, but also our homes are affected by this. All of the assets, almost all of the assets that we hold, will be affected by such a change. The solution that I see to all of this is to own a defensive portfolio that's diversified, that will do well no matter what happens, to own assets, at least some assets that do well during inflationary periods, as I mentioned earlier, as well as having multiple income streams that will continue on even if that one income source dries up. There are so many ways that we can create income streams nowadays with the internet, with the availability of information, from everything from having an online presence to doing consulting to investing better so that we can increase our investment returns. So many options are available. That's what I wanted to share with you in this video. And remember, retire certain.